Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam, and in this video I'm going to be fertilizing the shrubs in my yard. I'm about to mulch this week and do some edging. I got a lot of content I'm shooting this week, but I'm going to get everything fertilized before I mulch. I like to do that because I like to trap that fertilizer in between the ground and the mulch, and then I don't get any potential erosion or runoff. I actually use organic fertilizer for anything in the ground. And I'm going to do a video in a couple weeks about why I prefer synthetic fertilizers for containers, like in my nursery and that kind of thing. I actually think there's actually some environmental benefits to using controlled release fertilizers that were man-made in containers, and I'll shoot that video pretty soon. But anything in the ground, I use organic fertilizers. So you ask yourself why? Is it because I have a ponytail and I want to live in a VW bus somewhere? No, not even a little bit. That's not at all why. I actually believe that the best way to fertilize plants in the ground is by having the soil itself feed the plants. And that's the way organic fertilizers work. Organic fertilizers go down and they actually wake the soil up, and all the microbes and all the things in the soil that were happening long before humans were disturbing the soil. I mean, you wonder how all the grasses in the Midwest thrived, and how all the wooded areas of the US and all over the world, how did all those places thrive before humans were fertilizing them? The way they did it is all the leaves and sticks and everything that died and decayed in the ground became mulch, and microorganisms grew on those things, and the animals ate one another, and the animals pooped, and the animals ate leaves, and so on and so forth. All these things combined together to create a living organism, a living soil that actually feeds your plants. And that's why I use organic fertilizer, because that's the same exact process that's been around forever that works perfect. Synthetic fertilizers, or some people will call them chemical fertilizers, other slow release type fertilizers that you can buy, are totally fine for your plants. The plant has no idea where the nitrogen came from or the nutrient that it's using came from. The plant does not care where that source of nutrient came from, and it will find the easiest nutrient it can. But using those fertilizers, the fertilizer goes in the plant grows, but you didn't do any actual soil improvement. And you can use less fertilizer over time by improving your soil. When I first moved into this house, and I'm going to show you an example of a bed here in the front of my house, I had to use a pickaxe to plant every single plant I planted in this yard for the first year or two. But over time, from using organic fertilizers to help build up the biology of the soil, and using hardwood mulch and pine straw, and never bagging my clippings from my lawn and allowing my leaves to decay in my own yard, and through all these steps, I have actually managed to create a soil that's very, very different than when I moved into this house. I can now just take a shovel, dig a hole, plant a plant very, very quickly and very, very easily. And trust me, that's a welcome surprise if you've had to use a pickaxe before to dig through hard pan clay soils to plant plants, to be able to come back over some period of time. This isn't instant. You can't fix this instantly, but over the course of 20 years, I've actually created what amounts to a pretty good soil here. I'm having to add less and less things in when I'm planting plants and that kind of thing. But I'm using this Espoma Plant Tone. I don't know anyone at this company. I've sold their products when I was a teenager at a garden center, and I sell their products at my own garden center. I've always believed in this product. Works fantastic. Doesn't have a lot of metals in it like some of the other organic fertilizers. Not all, but some others tend to have a little more metals in them than I'm comfortable with. And so I've always used this product. If you need to lower your pH some, you can use HortTube, and they make other formulations. My pH is very low in my yard, so I don't use HortTube. I just use the Planttone. I use about a cup per shrub, and I just kind of spread it out around the base of the plant. I'll wear a glove with this product. It's a little more smelly, obviously, than a synthetic fertilizer would be that's wrapped up in a plastic capsule. So it is a little smelly. And I'll actually just sling it out. I'll get the probably about a half a cup in my hand at the time, and I'll throw it at the base of the plant on one side, and I'll get about a half a cup again estimated in my hand, and I'll kind of sling it out at the other side. I don't want to put the fertilizer right around the base of the plant. I want to encourage it to root out in the drip zone of that plant. So that's what I'll do. I'll walk around very quickly. This won't take me long. This is a 32-pound bag of fertilizer. I'll link this in the description. Amazon's got it. I think it's $27 with delivered for the 32-pound bag. You may not need that much. I think they have an 18-pound bag and an 8-pound bag and a 4-pound bag, but you can find these things anywhere. I use this Espoma organic product on anything in the ground and vegetables that I have in containers. And like I say, I'm going to shoot another video pretty soon about why I prefer to use synthetic fertilizers on container plants. I'll get to that in the next week or two, but it is definitely time to go ahead and be fertilizing and also mulching too, because mulching this early will prevent a lot of your spring weeds. Most years I only fertilize my trees and shrubs in the late winter, early spring. Like right now, if I had screening plants, like what are behind me right here, and I wanted to get some growth on those much quicker, I could come back sometime around the 1st of June and reapply this to anything I'm trying to push a little bit of growth on. If you're trying to get a boxwood hedge filled in, or screening plants, or trying to get a tree to grow a little faster, you can come back in with these organic fertilizers and do a second application. They won't push your plants so much that they'll end up in danger in the fall. So that's another thing you can do using an organic. So thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos. Thank you very much for watching.